Well, I came to Wyoming because I love dinosaurs, and I knew that Wyoming had some of the best dinosaur fossil fields in the world, so I came out here to enjoy the fossil legacy that Wyoming has to offer. Wyoming is, I like to call it the geologic Disneyland. It's an area full of fossils, and not just full of fossils, but just full of adventure. Some of the most famous animals that have ever been found right here in this state. Wyoming's true dinosaur legacy isn't so much in dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus as it is in the long-necked dinosaurs. What I would argue are the most iconic dinosaurs, Apatosaurus, again, Diplodocus, and all those species. And seeing an animal like an Apatosaurus starring in a movie is a really great thing to see as a paleontologist, because when I see the good dinosaur and I see a dinosaur like Arlo, it's not only showcasing dinosaur that's very much a Wyoming dinosaur, one that we find a lot of, one that we know a lot about, and one that's littered across this entire state. It's showing it as a living animal, responding to danger, responding to, even more human emotions like friendship, love, concern. Again, we're showing them as living, breathing creatures rather than just stoic mounts in a museum. So you're looking at what is easily one of the richest concentrations of dinosaur bones in terms of the sheer amount that's coming out of this one spot. So what we're finding are dinosaurs very similar to Arlo. Over 1,600 bones from large and small Diplodocus and Apatosaur. This is a dinosaur trackway that's directly over the existing bone site. These large suppressions you see here and continuing throughout this crack in the rock are the undersides of dinosaur footprints. So you're seeing the spot where the dinosaur actually pressed his foot into the mud. This whole progression on this hillside could represent millions of years of time in the late Jurassic period, where you have dinosaurs like Arlo by the scores just plodding along this area, huge herds of massive long-necked plant eaters roaming this landscape looking for food and keeping an eye open for the occasional predator. Well, this is a skull of an Apatosaurus, and it's a little bigger than we would expect to find for Arlo. It has a very small head in relation to the body, and as a result, they didn't have a very big brain, so they weren't the most intelligent creatures, but you're not going to ask an animal like Arlo to do your homework for you. All it needs to know how to do is to get food, how to find water, and how to avoid predators, and that's all Arlo needs to do. But then again, he's a young dinosaur, and young dinosaurs probably got into a lot of trouble just like young people do. So an animal like Arlo would have been very curious about his environment and probably got into a lot of trouble as well. Well, our museum is a little different than most museums in that most of our manpower, from digging in the site to cleaning the bones in the lab, isn't done by trained paleontologists like myself and my colleagues, but it's done by everyday people through our Dig for a Day and Shovel Ready programs. We held those during the summer, during our active field season. Families can come out and dig in the sites with us. They find bones, they help us map and catalog the bones, and then they come down and help clean the bones in the lab. And through all that work, we're able to produce the dinosaur skeletons that we have. We're constantly trying to exhibit more of what we find in our sites to show people more of what Wyoming has to offer in terms of its dinosaur diversity.
Your Disney movies are magic, and the magic continues after the credits. Just look inside your Blu-ray disc or DVD for the magic code to start earning points toward fantastic rewards at DisneyMovieRewards.com.
There is a place where eyes grow bigger than saucers.
It's awesome! Yeah.
And anticipation soars.
I want to fly and then go really, really high for the sky. I'm the fly with Peter Pan.
Where movies come to life.
It's like a fairy tale. If I could meet Lightning McQueen, I would race with him. Ciao!
And you can be anyone you want to be.
Maybe I'll just be a princess.
There is a place where dreams come true.